What is going on, my people? It's your boy Ray, lover of the dance parties. You guys already know who it is. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic kick butt day today so far, guys. I felt like I would start off this brand new channel with the old school Brawl Stars intro. It's only fitting. If you guys have ever watched my videos way back in the day when we first started that intro and it stuck for so dang long, I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around for so dang long. But as you guys can see, we're on a brand new channel. It's called Ray with You. I might be changing it here in the near future. I don't know about the name. I just kind of went with what felt right at the moment. But basically what I have planned for this channel is just to connect with you guys a little bit more. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about my personal life a bit more outside of the whole Brawl Stars hemisphere and stuff like that, and I kind of want to indulge in that. I want to kind of venture out into that whole aspect of Ray or Ray Brawl Stars or whatever. And I do realize that, you know, the Brawl Stars content, there is a very large majority of the people who watch my channel that don't necessarily care about those types of things. But there's also a pretty large community that do care about those types of things. People who are commenting super early, who are the early gang, who are always commenting, like saying, "What's up, Ray?" and stuff like that. And I do appreciate you guys a lot. I really enjoy that. I know it's kind of cliche. It's hard to trust YouTubers who say that a lot, who they appreciate those people. It's kind of like hard to trust, you know, a huge amount of people. How can one person care for all of those people? But I genuinely really enjoy it. There's a reason why I do it every single day, right? I comment on your videos, or your comment, excuse me, on my videos, and I try to connect with you guys in a deeper way because I do truly enjoy it, which is why I'm making this channel right now. So but basically what I have planned for here is, for this video, we're going to be talking a little bit more about myself, because I don't necessarily do that a lot on the Ray Brawl Stars channel, and I know a lot of you guys have been hunting for a Q&A and things like that, and I haven't done one yet on my channel. So I thought I would start off with this video, basically just letting you guys get to know me a little bit more, my personal life, what I do on the daily basis, what my come up was with YouTube. But I also want to do other things on this channel, basically like talking to you guys. Might open up an email that you guys can send questions to me for. Doesn't necessarily have to be about me. If you have anything going on with your life that you want me to touch on with my knowledge in my short 24 years of life, I will go ahead and touch on it, because I'm not a therapist or a psychiatrist or anything like that, but I've always been a prescriber to the notion that, you know what, sometimes all you need is a different perspective, or you need someone who's just talking to you about a particular thing, and that makes it all okay. So you might indulge on that, maybe like a two-questioner a video, and just kind of like touch on a topic that someone brings up to me, and we can kind of go along that with some gameplay in the background. I'm not quite sure. But getting into basically what I wanted to do with the first video, and a few quick warnings: I'm not going to do much editing with these voice lines. I feel like it's much more personable if you guys can see me fumbling over my words, or I should say hear me fumbling over my words and things along those lines. I think it's cool, and it's definitely going to help me become a better speaker for future YouTube endeavors or things along those lines. So what I want to start off with is how I started off with YouTube, right? I'm sure if you guys have been following me over on Twitter or anything like that, you've heard me to the nth degree saying how much I owe Ben for helping me start off my YouTube channel. And it's not a lie. Ben was my very first inspiration to start my YouTube channel. I remember we both went to high school. We graduated together. We in elementary school was the first time we started to go to school together, and then he went to like a different school in middle school. I don't know, it was something like that. But then we reconnected in high school, and we were on the baseball team and stuff like that. And we were really good friends, especially in our last year of high school. We played ping pong every single day. We dueled Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys are fans of that, we did that every single freaking day. We hung out after school. It was a good time. Ben was one of my best buds in high school. But then, of course, once you graduate high school, you kind of go your separate ways. You know, college, Ben was pursuing YouTube. He was doing really well at the time. And I was going into university. And I continued with that. I kind of lost connection with Ben, but yeah, it was okay. I feel like that's kind of normal when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. You kind of like separate your ways. You lose connection, even with like best of friends. Man, I remember in high school, I had some really, really good friends that I hardly ever talk to nowadays. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate with that as well. It's really hard to keep connections over a long period of time. But again, I'm rambling. Let's get back on track. So I went into college. My first 2 years of college, I pursued a major in the health field. The actual major was called Health Promotion and Wellness. Basically, kind of like a subsect of physical therapy, around those lines, but a little bit on the lower end of things. I'm not going to say I'm in the health field like I'm a freaking doctor or anything like that. I wasn't the smartest kid in the world, but I still did my best in college to get my degree and do better than I did in high school. I think I graduated college with like a 3.1, which to some of you guys might not sound like a lot, but that was a huge, huge thing for me, because I think in high school I graduated with like a 2.2, so I really tried my best in college. And while I was in college, I was actually pursuing YouTube. So the way that all went down was, I think it was my junior year of college. During the summer, I was working a summer job at a golf course, basically the care of the golf course. It wasn't like a in the restaurant or anything like that. I was actually like mowing the greens. I was changing the pinholes and stuff like that. I got free golf. A couple of the coolest years that I had in my life. Very relaxing. Got some good sun. Felt fit and things along those lines. But I felt very unrewarded in a sense. I feel like ever since I knew Ben was doing YouTube, and it started while he was in high school, I felt like it was something that I really wanted to do, right? I've always been a fan of the games that he was covering on his YouTube channel. I kept up with his YouTube channel and what he was doing. Clash of Clans, Boom Beach. I was huge into those things. Supercell games were like my bread and butter back in the day. And I remember I was talking to Ben, thinking about trying to start my own YouTube channel. And then he brought up that Brawl Stars was about to come out. It was an up-and-coming game for Supercell, and that I should look into it. So I did my research. I looked into it. I saw that I was kind of in the works. It was coming out, and that I should keep an eye out for it. Now, I didn't start initially right when it came out. I believe I downloaded the game about a week or two after Brawl Stars was released in beta in Canada. But basically what spurred me to do that was Ben was telling me to try it out, as well as I was seeing a bunch of YouTube videos coming out on Brawl Stars from Chief Pat, Molt, Nick at Night, all those big guys that were covering Clash Royale at the time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. I posted my very first YouTube videos. You guys can go and check it out over on my Brawl Stars channel. If you search by oldest, humble beginnings, I will never private that video. I'm going to keep that sucker up for all times, because it shows you guys basically where I started and how much of my personality I was hiding from you guys at the time. But once I posted that video, I was very, very consistent. It was something that I wanted to try to do, because I remember at the golf course, it was really, really early in the morning when I first posted my video, and I saw that some people were watching it, and I was interested. I was like, who's watching this video? You know what I mean? So I continued with that, and I posted every single day, or I tried to post every single day, and I was very religious about it. I tried to be extremely serious about it. Even if I was only getting 30 or 40 views a video, I was taking that stuff serious, getting tons of advice from Ben. Ben borrowed me his Blue Yeti mic that I used for about a year on my YouTube channel. So yeah, Ben has most definitely helped me out a lot. But that kind of solidified when I started with it, right? It was right away in the beginning. I had such a great time with like the analytics, seeing people watching it, and I continued to go with it, trying to grow it as best as I could. So that summer of working at the golf course, like 40 to 45 hours a week, as well as YouTube on top of that, was incredibly fun. I found the enjoyment in YouTube, and I definitely wasn't going to stop moving into my junior year of college. But with college comes some different responsibilities that you need to make sure you're keeping up with, right? You got to make sure you're getting somewhat decent grades in order to get your major and things along those lines, as well as I had a 20-hour work week when it came to a part-time job at a grocery store. So that was also on my plate. But guys, I don't know what it was when I was in college, but I felt so dang driven. I was a very hard worker. So basically my whole schedule is I'd wake up in the morning, I would make a video, I would edit the video while it was still early, and I woke up really early before my classes at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it was like 6 or like 5-ish, something like that, in order to like make the video, edit the video, and then while it was rendering, because I was doing the rendering on a laptop, I would go to my classes. My first couple classes, I'd come back for a break, and then I would upload the video. I'd make the thumbnail, upload the video, and things like that once it was done rendering, because the rendering on the laptop, my goodness, would take like 2 hours. It was absolutely insane. But then after that, I would continue my classes. I would go back to the university. I would come back around like 5-ish or 6-ish once everything else was done with my job and things along those lines, and then I would stream for 2 hours every single day. So I would make a video, stream, go to school, do my homework, study, and work every single day. I did not miss a day. And I grow my channel steadily that way. There was no astronomical growth of any sense. There was nothing crazy that popped up. It was very steady grind, like 15, 20 subs a day, stuff like that with views, and I was okay with that. And at the time, I remember Lex and Coach Koya were the two creators that I was very much so looking up to when it came to like the quality of my content, taking notes with the spare time that I had during my days on how I could basically up the quality of my channel, and I did just that. I did my best to do so, and I kind of followed that progression throughout college, right? Going through my senior year, I had my summer job after my junior year of college. I worked at the golf course once again. I was able to dedicate a little bit more time to my YouTube channel at that time, and things were going just fine. I was steadily growing. Now, I made a huge promise to myself while I was in college that even if YouTube found some sort of success, if I was making some sort of money on YouTube, I would still graduate from college so I could get a degree in something, right? I was very passionate in what I was doing, but once I started doing YouTube and I was getting really into it, that's what I was passionate about, right? It almost felt like my major was kind of on the back burner, and I was doing YouTube a little bit more than I should be. But again, I still graduated with really good grades, and I was happy about that, and I still got my degree. So I was able to graduate college, but then once I graduated college, then it was just kind of like, it's off to the get-go. There were so many things off my plate that I didn't necessarily have to focus on, that I could totally dedicate my time to YouTube as well as my work at the golf course. So I stayed at the golf course after graduation, and I did YouTube as much as I could, working, 50, 60-hour work days, you know what I mean? Like you go to the golf course, and then after that you do YouTube. It's like 2 jobs, you know what I mean? But I steadily grew it to where it is today. Of course, like that's a huge jump, but it's been a really good process. I've been learning throughout my time here, constantly getting better at editing, upgrading my equipment, building connections in the community when it comes to getting signed to Tribe and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been an absolute blast. But yeah, things have been going fantastic, guys. Just basically wanted to touch on how things kind of started. Of course, there's a lot more details. It's basically a span of 3.5 years to 4 years, like I've been on YouTube. But yeah, basically just kind of wanted to touch on how things kind of came to be here on YouTube, the humble beginnings, if you guys are relatively new here. Kind of how things started here on the Rey Brawl Stars channel, or the Rey with You channel now here on the second channel, where it's all the same thing, right? It's still the same Rey. It doesn't matter what channel it's on. I feel like I could do better in a lot of different ways when it comes to like money stuff, promoting my code, and I don't know. I definitely have things to work on moving forward that thankfully the Tribe guys have been helping me out a lot with some of their advice. So they're always there for me, so that's really awesome, and I love that about the Brawl Stars community. But yeah, guys, I think that's good for episode 1. This is probably going to be relatively long of a video, like I've been rambling quite some time, but I think the first video is going to be a bit longer than the other ones. Welcome to the Rey with You channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic out there, staying safe during this troubling time. 2020 has definitely been a rough year so far. Be sure to stay safe, have fun with what you're doing. Don't take life too seriously. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Going to try to upload like once a week-ish, or whenever I can get around to do it. But yeah, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.